And 0, here we go. So good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon for me. It might be evening for you if you're in Europe or Africa, or certainly maybe late at night if you're in Asia. This is Alex Mack with LastDartTV. I'm making a video because group play has just concluded and the draw has been made for the last 16. I'm sitting next to this lovely young person. Say something.
My name is McDonald, and I love my dada.
Okay, that's good. I love that. She also loves darts. Do you love darts?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so in this video, we're going to explain what just happened. The last group games were really, really exciting. Some teams went through that we expected. Some teams just didn't make it. They had a bunch of chances. They didn't quite convert. And they'll spend a sad weekend either staying in town and watching the tournament or maybe packing their bags and getting home and ruining their missed chances. The draw took place straight after the group stage finished, and Darth Maple, Slow Start Park did the draw, and there was some really, really interesting matchups come up. And we're going to talk about all of that in this vid. So very, very brief explanation. We started with 40 teams. We had 36 teams play a group stage with 4 teams that are seeded. They will now come into play tomorrow. They're going to play tomorrow, okay? All of those big dogs, some of those names that you know, Luke Littler, Luke Humphreys, the defending champions Josh Rogg and Daryl Gurney, and the Scots, Gary Anderson and Cameron Menzies, and the Dutch, MVG and Guyen van Veen, who got to the World Championship final earlier this year in January. So they're all going to play tomorrow. But what happened before? Tons and tons and tons of stuff happened. The arithmetic for some of these groups were more complicated than others. The way it went, sometimes the third place group, there was a particular result that would get a group through or get a team through, even if they didn't win the match. So, for example, you might have needed 2 legs, you might have needed 3 legs, and even if you lost the match due to your superior first match, plus minus, aggregate, whatever you want to call it, you would go through because only one team was going through out of the 3 teams. So it was fantastically exciting. So let's get to it then. I've got the information in front of me, if I can, and let's see what happened. So the first game of the day, again, there were 12 matches. One of the teams played yesterday and won their match, so that meant they played in the evening. The other team that they were playing played both their matches today. They played twice, and so thank you, Flo. It meant that if you hadn't played on the first day, you hadn't won or you lost, so you were kind of unpressurized a little bit, but you knew one of the teams in your group had got a win, and that was really, really important because only one people are going through. Flora, I feel like, come on now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
You're laughing. Okay. So the first game of the day was Japan versus Spain. The Japanese, very, very entertaining with Sakai and Muramatsu, quality performer. They ended up losing 4-1 to Spain. Cristo Reyes, we'll say Jose Reyes, I don't know who that person is. Cristo Reyes is just playing so well. Heavy scoring, good finishing, and Spain got through in that group. That was a straight knockout. So I think Spain have got a tremendous chance, honestly. Cristo Reyes is playing so well. Jose Justicia is a very, very solid operator, and you never know. As we say, we not only had the group games that finished the group stage this afternoon, we had a draw, so we know exactly who everybody is playing tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. All right, the second game was Norway versus Hungary. Hungary won 4-0 in their first match, and Norway won 4-3. So when it was 2 winners, it didn't really matter what the plus or minus was because they'd already had 1 win. So this means that was another shootout. It was a very, very close game. Big core Decker, very, very tall guy, 6'9", 6'10". I mean, when he shakes hands with people, it looks absolutely ridiculous. And they just about snuck through. They were ahead early, got a little bit tense, but they ended up winning. So Norway went through in that game. The third match was the Republic of Ireland. William O'Connor, the Magpie, and Mickey Mansell, who's transferred from Northern Ireland to Ireland for the first time this tournament, were playing Gibraltar, who were the late replacements for Uganda, who couldn't come over, very unfortunately, with visa issues. But you know what? Gibraltar, super entertaining, great attitude. They came on with a lot of energy, and they played really, really well, probably highlighted by a 1-5-8 finish. And it got to 2-2, and it could have been a little bit different. And you could see the Irish, they're like, man, these guys keep hitting scores. They're not cowed. William O'Connor was hitting ton 40s and tight 180s throughout the match, honestly. And the Gibraltars didn't back down, and that was a tremendous match. The Republic of Ireland ended up winning 4-2. But it was a nice sporting moment at the end. They understood what the Gibraltars had brought to the match and the energy they brought to the match. They gave the Gibraltars a little, let's big up these guys. And that was a really nice touch and a very, very good match. So the Republic of Ireland go through. Very strong team. These are seasoned professionals. They're not going to be cowed by any opponent that they meet. And again, don't go away. We're going to talk about the draw at the end. Poland, probably strong favourites for that group. It was never going to be easy because Switzerland were good. They were good. They weren't quite good enough. Poland, very, very strong. They ended up winning that 4-2. Białowieski is becoming a really serious player before our eyes, in my opinion. I've been bigging up this guy the whole way through, and he came up in the clutch, and they ended up winning that game 4-2. They topped the group, and they're into the last 16. Mongolia debutants in the tournament. They played well. They certainly played a lot better this match than they did in the first match, even though they got 2 legs. They only got 1 leg in this game. Jeffrey de Graaf and Lukuziak, again, whether you call them dark horses, I mean, these guys, they're tall holders. Jeffrey de Graaf is winning PDC titles, tremendous players. You never know. And as we'll see in the draw, there's a few, due to the fact that it was a random draw, there's a few little chinks, and we'll see who can slip through those small gaps. Trinidad and Tobago and Latvia, if I keep looking down, I've got the results in front of me. That was a really, really good game. Latvia needed 3 legs to progress to the next round. So it was one of those games where it wasn't a straight head-to-head game. There was a leg limitation. So from Trinidad's point of view, it wasn't really a best of 7. It was a best of 5. Yeah, okay. They just adjusting the microphone. They played tremendously well. Latvia went ahead early. It looked like it was going to be really quick. Another clutch double 5 from the tall fella, and they ended up when it was 3-2. They had darts and they missed them. And no disrespect, he looks like a middle-aged Latvian Harry Potter. He hit an absolutely brilliant double 2.
That was crazy.
Thank you. That won them the 3rd leg, and that got them through. But then later on in the 7th leg, yes, the match had already been decided, but the same guy, forgive me if I forget his name, but the little Harry Potter dude with the round glasses, he had 5, and he missed a big number. And that's stress, that's pressure. Even though they were through, they would want to win all their games. And you never know, if Trinidad had won that 6th leg, that pressure would have been on the Latvians big time to win that match. Thank you, Flora. It's nice having you here.
Ciao.
So Trinidad, they did really, really well on debut. The first match was a little bit clunky and fair play. You know, these countries, certainly even the Americans to an extent, and the Canadians, some of them can travel over. Essentially, Europe is the heart of darts with another heart in Asia. But, you know, however quick a plane gets you around, things are still really far. And some countries and some places, it's just really, really hard to get places. And the fact that you are not exposed to this ultra high quality and this ultra high pressure with the venues and the crowds and the what have you, I think Trinidad and all of the debutants, in fact, did really, really well. And so big credit to them. They ended up winning the match 4-3, so they can go home. Trinidad and Tobago have won a match at the World Cup of Darts. That's cool. And yeah, very cool. And I hope to see those guys again. Hello. Well, I've got to sort my sound out later. Germany, New Zealand was up next. Germany was very, very dominant in their first game. Martin Schindler averaged 120 personally. Okay, love. I just need to talk just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. If you want to find Finley and see what he's doing, that's cool.
Okay, who's Finley McDonald?
All right, not the whole name. There we go. I'll try and edit that out. I don't know how to do that. I thought Johnny Tata and Ben Robb were going to really rock on. They struggled in the first game. They also slightly struggled in the second game. Germany looked really confident, man. Really, really confident. Pikachu was playing really well. There was a question mark, you know, not unbidden, like he hadn't looked very good. And he's looking really, really good. The Germans are going to be a handful, whoever they play against in the knockout. They won that game 4-2. Maybe flattering the Kiwis a little bit. I was hoping they would do better, but the New Zealanders are out. Germany cruised through with 2 wins. Wales versus Thailand. It wasn't Gerwin-Price, so their ranking got tugged down a bit. If Gerwin-Price had played, they would have obviously been seeded as 2 ultra elite players. And it showed Johnny Clayton was the absolute class of that match. Thailand played well. They fought. He was on the Thai guy, I think it was the final leg. He was on 173 and he hits 2 treble 19s clean as a whistle. And I thought, oh, he's just going to bury it in the big 19. 133. 7 19s to leave tops from 173, and he hit another treble and left 2. So that was kind of a funny moment. Obviously, good players. They couldn't quite get it together. You're playing against absolutely class players. The more these kind of teams, especially I feel like the Asian teams, the Thais and the Hong Kongese and the Chinese, the more they play against the Europe chunk section, which has got at the moment the best players and certainly of depth and regularity of playing tournaments, blah, blah, blah. They just must improve. They're very, very talented players. It's just an issue of experience at this point. I realised, and this is the one I wanted to talk about the most, I missed out a result chronologically, and that was Slovenia versus Hong Kong. I've been bigging up the Hong Kongese. The Hong Kongese can do damage if they get into these longer matches later on in the tournament. Pratnama played absolutely tremendously, as he did in his first game, and they won that match 4-2. Hong Kong had a bunch of chances. They will probably be the most disappointed team out of all the teams that didn't make it through. It was right there. It was right there for them. I hate using when we're talking about great players and elite players. I hate talking about, I'm bringing up the word that I don't want to talk about, which is maybe one of those things. They didn't choke, but man, you feel if they'd been a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more in rhythm. I thought they started playing a little bit faster at the end. I think they could have definitely taken that. They needed 3 legs. Is that my memory speaking? Yeah, I think they needed 3 legs, so they didn't even need to win. They were on 2. It was at least 2-2. I've watched a lot of darts today, but they had a bunch of chances. I think they only needed to win 1 out of the last 2 legs, or maybe even 1 out of the last 3. And they couldn't get it done. They are going to be absolutely gutted. It was a great chance to get into the knockout phase. And with first to 8, especially with those guys, that you can play a little bit more fearlessly with the length of the matches, and they'll be absolutely gutted they're not in there. Wales versus Time, we talked about that. Johnny Clayton was absolutely class. France versus Austria, another good one. Austria, one of the most successful nations. They haven't won it, but they've done really, really well. They've got to a couple of finals. A tremendous World Cup pairing team. They didn't make it. They lost 4-3. They had a ton of chances as well. Thibaut Tricol, don't quote me, played really, really well. He just got better and better and better. And he was ultra clutch. And he is the reason France are through. Austria crashed out, having lost that knockout game. It was a knockout because it was a win and a win. And France are through. And I don't know, rightly so. I think it presents, when these group games don't go exactly how you think, and you think the stronger team might have won, that creates a possibility for another team, possibly in terms of maybe before the match you say, oh man, I'm playing France instead of playing Austria, I can feel a bit better about that. And, France are going to have to keep overextending themselves maybe to keep going in the tournament. But you know what? Every match starts 0-0, so best of luck to them. And then eventually the group of death, Australia was seeded 11th in the tournament, and they crashed out kind of hard. They lost to the USA yesterday, and they lost to Canada this afternoon, and that set up a North American clash, USA versus Canada. Canada will also be disappointed. It was a great chance to go through. They didn't play as well as they would have wanted to. Adam Savada was very, very solid. Stowe Bunce was like boom, double tops. Very, very nice finishing, decisive finishing. They won the match 4-2 and they've gone through. All right, so where does that leave us? I've said all the teams that go through. I'll go through without naming the teams, the winners, so the qualifiers of the groups in alphabetical order A, B, C. So Germany, Belgium, because Hong Kong didn't get that third leg, they were on 2 points. All teams with 2 points, they were +1. Hong Kong was 0. And Slovenia were -1. Very, very, very close. But the Belgians get an extra life. Mike De Decker looks like he's going to do damage in this tournament. If Dimi can play anything like he used to, they're going to be very, very handy. Wales won both games. Ireland won both games. Again, it was nip and tuck for a minute there against Gibraltar, who really played very, very well. They 91 and 91 average, nearly a 92 average from Gibraltar in that game. They were really, really good. They really credited themselves in the tournament. I hope to see those guys again. Poland went through after winning 2 games. Sweden won 2 games and progressed. USA won 2. Czech Republic won 2. They look really good. If Adam Gaulas can stay solid, Evil Charlie is just a great player. He's just like a top shelf pro. So, you don't take any of these guys lightly. France won 2 games in the end. Latvia struggled through a little bit. Trinidad made that group very, very close. It was just the same as the other one. So +1, 0 and -1. Latvia, Italy and Trinidad and Tobago respectively. They all finished on 2 points, but Latvia go through in that one. Spain won twice. They averaged 90 against Japan in that final game. That is a very, very solid doubles average, and well done to them. And then the Norwegians, they won 2 games. They won 4-3 and they won 4-3. Again, great result for them. But anyone who got Norway, they might be thinking, yes, please, I like. So there we go. That is the group stage done. We've got 8 games tomorrow. The second round, or the round of 16, however you want to call it, is completed tomorrow. Who is playing who? So we've talked about the results. We are now talking about the future. England got drawn against Spain. Man, Spain are a strong team. Cristo Reyes is not going to fear anyone, and they've already played twice, right? So they've already got all their nerves out, and I'm super looking forward to seeing that game. England are obviously ultra world class, all-time world class, but it's one match. It's on one match for one particular day, and we'll see what happens. In the next bracket, Wales and the USA got drawn together. The USA have played really, really well. Wales have got Johnny Clayton. Nick Kenny's a superb player. And we'll see what happens. I think Wales will probably win because Clayton isn't just elite, he's super elite. And we've seen in this tournament, the margins are so small, and that little bit of quality, that little bit of class has come through a number of times in the tournament already. And I think Clayton is going to make a few plays and just clean up maybe a dirty 54 or, a clutch 68 where he might only have one dart, a double, something like that. But what it means is if Wales win, and I would probably say I don't look at odds, I don't necessarily look at those things anymore, but it means if Wales win and England win, that's a quarter-final matchup. So you're going to lose a strong team in the quarterfinals if it doesn't already happen before. We were talking about Norway getting through. They semi-squeaked through 4-3, 4-3. They got drawn against the seed. Scotland are going to be probably thinking, hey, we can do this, and we can do this possibly with relative ease. Scotland versus Norway in the second part of the bracket there. But you know what? The next match is going to be an absolute corker. Cork is a place in Ireland. Ireland are playing Poland. Two very, very, very good teams. I wouldn't say you could say, oh, someone's going to win from that game. I hope it goes 7. I hope everyone plays well. That's going to be a tremendous matchup. In the next seeded game, it's the Netherlands. They got drawn against Sweden. Tricky tie. Sweden have already played twice. They've played well twice. Jeffrey de Graaf is a cool customer. Oscar Lakuziak is a cool customer. And the Dutch are obviously tremendous players. That's why they seeded twice. But they haven't played yet. You never know. You get off to a slow start. You're 4-1, 4-2 down or something, and the other team is halfway home. A dart here or there, and you never know. I do think the Dutch probably will win. I just changed my camera angle there. Apologies, but that's got the possibility to be another really tremendous game. Czech Republic, who were one of the very good teams in the groups, drawn against Germany. Another absolute corker. Germany played really well. Czech Republic played really well. That's going to be another great game. Germany have got the home court advantage, which I think every year is, I don't know if it's fair, if it's unfair. Logistics-wise, it might be tough to move this tournament round any more than it is already. You need somewhere where people can get fairly easily. But anyway, I guess that's by the by. Germany, Czech Republic, they border each other. They've got history in lots of different ways, and that's going to be a great game. In the last part of the seeded part of the draw, Northern Ireland are seeded 3. They are defending champions. They are playing lucky qualifiers. Hong Kong could have been right there. It's Belgium. Belgium will probably go as Dimmy goes. I think Mike De Decker is going to play really well, and the two Northern Irish guys are definitely going to play very well. Rock and Gurney. I think it really depends on whether Dimmy can score consistently and take out those high pressurized, maybe a double when the other guy is on a double or already missed the double, those sort of heartbreaker shots. If he can come through on a few of those, and Mike De Decker is pounding in 180s and 140s consistently, you never know. I think on balance, with the uncertainty before the match starts, I would take Northern Ireland in that one, but it wouldn't be a surprise to see Belgium go through. They're both world-class players. And then at the very bottom of the draw, as I look at it, it's Latvia versus France. anything can happen in this game. If Thibaut Tricot plays anything like he did in his last group game, I think France have got a tremendous chance. Madars Razma is still probably the best player out of those four, but in all respect here, when you get a high-ranked player, when you get a high-ranked player, but they're not super high-ranked, they are still susceptible to maybe more pressure than a super high-ranked player. Say Johnny Clayton was in a tough spot. Boom, 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 boom. He's ultra-elite. I think Madars Razma is an absolutely fantastic darts player, but he's not got that super-elite status. And so if France get out to an early lead possibly, or hang about, or there's pressure, anything can happen. And that is wide open. So Northern Ireland, Belgium will be thinking it's not going to be a soft fixture, but you can certainly think of other country names that fill the other part of that quarter-final bracket out. You're making your way over. That will fill the end of that quarter-final bracket out, and you'll be happy to see the name Latvia or France in that spot. Again, no disrespect. Flora McDonald, your legs are getting very,
done.
Very, very long. And that's it. The draw is very, very interesting. There's going to be
very, very interesting.
Okay, I'm nearly done, Flo. Just one more second. England, Spain, tremendous matchup. I mean, there's not a bad matchup in there. I would say Scotland, Norway, on paper, looks a little bit lopsided. I think, as they're both pros, Kordecker, can tower over everyone and just say, "Hey, it's Kordecker." But I would say Scotland might have quite an easy time in that. Ireland, Poland is going to be a proper match. Netherlands, Sweden, Germany, Czech Republic, all of them proper matches. Again, Latvia, France can go either way, and the winner of that, the team in the other bracket, that's the 3 and 6 seeds, are going to be thinking, hey, if we get through this, we've probably got an easier match than we thought we would have in the quarterfinal, and this is our chance to make a deep run.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I'm
all right. So that is
the quarter match. That's everything.
Okay, so all of those round of 16 matches happen tomorrow. I think there's 4 in the afternoon, there's 4 in the evening. I am going to be watching darts as much as I can. I'm also an NBA fan. Game 5 is going to be absolutely legendary. The Spurs coughed up an all-time lead the other day. It should be 2-2. It isn't, whatever. Wembanyama's a legend, and we'll see what happens. But in terms of the darts...
Hello. My name is Scott John.
There's going to be some absolutely amazing matches. I did start to do this by myself, but I hope you're enjoying the tournament. Hey, Finley McDonald, I said I can speak Chinese. I do speak Chinese, by the way, so they should be able to speak some Chinese. Anyway, this is Alex Mag at LastDartTV. Thank you, that's more proper Chinese. So konnichiwa is probably more appropriate.
That's Korean.
No, ni hao is Chinese. Ni hao ma. Ni hao hao. Okay, all right. That took a long time to say. I don't really know how to edit videos, so this is probably going to